What's going on, guys? So I wanted to give you guys kind of a recap of the P320 build with the Odin Sinister left-handed gas pedal from Odin Armory. At this point, you saw some of the footage. I've shot two matches at this point with this build. First and foremost, I think the Vortex. I've ran it for a little while. I'll probably post a comparison video between this and the Hollow Sun 507 Comp at some point. If you guys want to see that, make sure you leave a comment down below. I do think the Vortex is the best big window optic currently on the market. I'm currently running the 8 MOA version. I have a 5 MOA version on another gun. But the clearness of the window, the crispness of the dot, the build quality, and honestly, even maybe some of the aesthetics of this thing are some of my favorite personally. I think for that mid to sometimes low to kind of high $300 range for a red dot, this is my go-to option. So there's that on that note. The AXG grip module, the aluminum version with the polymer grip panels, I do actually like it quite a bit. I didn't think I would, to be honest. I didn't think there was enough texture on the grip panels, especially when shooting here in Florida. Your hands get sweaty, it's very humid all the time. But I actually found this to be plenty of grip when you're kind of squeezing down on the gun. I do wish, and obviously these are replaceable, getting some brass or some metal grip panels just to balance out the gun a little bit better, I think could go a long way. But that's obviously an easy upgrade. The Armory Craft trigger that they sent us for this thing has been an absolute pleasure. Follow-up shots, accurate shots, double taps, bill drills with this thing have been just a pleasure. The trigger is really crisp. The reset's very like forceful. So that obviously helps with kind of getting that reset going and being able to pull the trigger a little bit faster, in my opinion. And then obviously the Odin Armory Sinister left-handed gas pedal. If you haven't ran a gas pedal and your gun has the option to do so, not all guns do, I highly suggest you give it a shot. The main reason I like this, it's not even for the recoil reduction that you get, because you do get some recoil reduction just to being able to push down your support hand on the frame of the gun, helping kind of counteract the natural recoil. Even with ports, even with a light and guide rod, being able to crank down this thing this way, right? You squeeze your fingers and then essentially push your wrist. So you get a whole lot of this into the gun, making it just that much flatter. Even though that helps a ton with recoil reduction, that's not my favorite part about it, if I'm being honest with you. When I grip a gun, I'll show you on the CS that doesn't have one of these, I like to put my thumbs against the frame. On some guns, just because of the size of my hands, I tend to run the slide a little bit high. And I've caused some issues where my thumb will kind of hit the ejection port and it'll jam the slide, or just not allow the gun to cycle, which obviously causes malfunctions, and then that's just a headache when you're shooting competition specifically. But with the Odin gas pedal, one, there's a shield on the side here that protects you from hitting the actual slide, like I mentioned, right? So there's no way for you to interrupt the cycle process whenever you're shooting, which is a big plus. But that's not even my favorite part. Having the shield there to essentially protect me from interrupting the cycling of the slide is a huge plus. But the main reason is the gas pedal actually creates a reference point for my offhand, or for my grip, essentially, right? So if my fingers or my thumbs don't land where they need to land on this thing, I know immediately if I have a good or bad grip, and it allows me to essentially immediately correct what I'm doing. Can you do that without a gas pedal? Absolutely. But having this as somewhat of a tool almost to check me as soon as I grab it or grip it, and it tells me, hey, you're too high, you're too low, you're too off, Like whatever the case is, it immediately gives me feedback on what I need to change to make sure that my grip is what it should be. My dot will be there. It's been very different, to be honest with you, but very helpful. Just from, again, gripping the gun. Right, I shoot from concealment at matches because I shoot what I carry, as most of you at this point probably know that. And sometimes, if I'm being honest, when you're yanking that thing out of the holster, this hand sometimes will get a bad grip. Right, this could be off. It could be turned this way. My grip could be a little low. Stuff happens. But even if my primary hand has a bad grip on this or establishes a bad grip somehow, I can almost compensate it if my support hand lands where it needs to land on this gas pedal to make up for the bad grip. And obviously not ideal, but sometimes in competition you shoot with a bad grip and you kind of just, you figure it out, right? So if this is low, like I said, let's say I grab this a little bit too low, out of the draw. As long as this hand's good, it doesn't really make a difference when I'm shooting. Because this hand is going to do most of the squeeze anyways, right? I'm trying to squeeze this way with my hand to fight that recoil. So this hand can be bad grip, but this one, having this to immediately check that grip, has been great. It's turned out to be, honestly, my favorite upgrade on this thing. As much as I love the Vortex Defender XL, the gas pedal from Odin Armory has been the best part of this gun all around. I would almost be inclined to say better than the ports. Obviously, you know what we do here. We port everything, but I've just fallen in love with this gas pedal. I wish they made it for every gun. I have a Glock coming that we're building as a demo gun, and I wish there was some kind of left-handed gas pedal for that thing. If you know of one, comment down below, tag them for me. I'd love to take a look. But again, I don't want to yap too much. I just want to give you some feedback on the gas pedal. If you haven't run one, if you can run one, I would highly suggest getting one if it makes sense for your needs at least. It's a great grip, or it's a great tool to, like I just yapped about this whole video, for your grip, right? It's a great tool to make sure your grip is good. It helps you fight the recoil a little bit. The only downside, depending on what you get, they can be a little expensive. You do pay a premium, for the gas pedal, at least depending on where you go. This wasn't the cheapest thing in the world, but I will say it was definitely worth the investment. This thing's fantastic. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.